Hello everybody, welcome. Here we are again, Sailing Vessel Ruby. We're at the Winthrop Yacht Club. It's Monday, April 15th. It happens to be Patriots Day, which is a Massachusetts, but more specifically a Suffolk County. Boston is in Suffolk County, so it's a small geographic area, that county surrounding the immediate Boston area. It's a holiday, obviously, for the Patriot Days, going back to the Revolutionary times. But there's some other significant things going on in Boston on this day. More specifically, the Boston Marathon and the Red Sox are playing today, a day game, almost always on Patriots Day. They do a game. It started at 11:05. It's right about 11:30 a.m. here on this Monday. It's kind of a beautiful day, a very light wind, getting sunny, and it's going to be warmer today. It's going to get probably around 60 here along the water. If you went inland near our home, Worcester, you always hear the weather forecast this time of year. You might get 65 or 70 inland in the Worcester area, but along the shore with a little bit of a sea breeze, it's 55 or 60. So it's always a little chilly in the spring, but it's okay. So today is the first day that we're spending on Ruby in preparation of spring commissioning. First step is removing the winter cover. We're going to film that, probably do it in high speed when we show it in the video. Once we do that, we'll put the canvas up, the Dodger. Once you take the winter cover off, which protects the top side of the boat from moisture, rain and water and snow, if you don't put the Dodger up, the hatchway, the main hatchway into Catalina 30 into Ruby, has a tendency to get a little wet. We get some water inside the cabin with that exposure. So putting the Dodger up right away will protect the that hatchway, that entryway into the boat. So, say hi, Angelica.
Hello.
Angelica's going to do some filming while I walk around the boat and remove the tarps, the winter cover. Again, I have our second phone over there, going to film the whole thing from a kind of a wide-angle lens. Enjoy it. See you in a bit. All right, before we get started in filming me uncover the boat, we're just going to take a quick trip around Ruby so you see what it looks like in advance, before and after. And it's no big surprise, it's just tarps with a combination of string, some rope, some bungee cords. Bungee cords are really crucial in giving the cover, the tarps, some give, some flexibility during the wind. See, I have a couple of dock lines on the port side of the boat, on the opposite side of the finger that I'm tied up to, so that when we get the wind out of the east, this side of the boat is on the easterly side. When we get easterly winds, Ruby doesn't get pushed hard against the dock, like the winter finger. But when the wind is out of the south, southwest, west, she's being pushed off the dock. So obviously there's some slack in the dock lines when the wind is from the westerly side, as it is now. You see those lines are in the water. There's quite a bit of growth on the lines, unfortunately. I have to clean those up, obviously. You see the water line is a mess. That's going to be a little project in itself, right? Ruby's been in the water now for 2 years. Going to have to come out at some time in the next several months for a good power wash. That's the project, the primary project for today. Take the cover off, get the Dodger up, and we'll call that a good first day of 2024. sailing.
Igual, Rio Starry.
Yep. Sorry about the plane noise. We are in Winthrop and we're right next to Logan Airport, so that's what you're hearing. So there's no rhyme or reason to how I do this. I try to do it neatly and somewhat methodically so that I don't lose the tarps in the water. I'm dealing with messy tarps to wrap up and take home, but I got to get in the boat, so I might just start right here. Biggest thing is not getting a bungee in the eyeball. The bungees are the easy part, right? They just come right off, obviously. The hardest part is getting all these strings that I've attached all over the place off. I want to attach them well. I want to put good knots in them so they hold, they don't break during the season. What I try to do is salvage a lot of them. I'm a sailor, I'm cheap. Stuff is, as you know, this stuff is not cheap. So I put all the tarps and the line and the bungees into a Tupperware box. Store my storage unit is I need a good knife that has a marlin spike on it for loosening up these knots when I walk around the boat. I'll show you that in a minute. If you're a sailor, you know what I'm talking about. A marlin spike, you probably have one. A little portable pocket knife for rigging or cutting lines. But I'll show it to you. Hopefully, there's no animals in here. There's animal poop in here. I don't know who's been visiting us during the winter. It does not seem like the animal made their way into the cabin, thankfully. Goodbye. You hear me screaming? I've had an encounter.
Coming out.
All right, here we go. All right, I feel like I'm been born again. Hallelujah. Something I did not use this winter at the marina nor at home. Thankfully, we are now in an apartment where we do not need to use a snow shovel. Yay! They do the shoveling.
Like the winter.
Put that over here. All right, folks, for you who do not know, you may have heard the term and thought about, marlin spike. I've heard that before. Well, this is a marlin spike. Marlin spike is it's kind of like an awl tool. You get it on some pocket knives. If you're a sailor, you got a lot of lines, rope and lines on your boat, obviously. It's good to have. It helps you loosen up knots so you can untie knots. Force it in there, loosens it up so you can get a grip on it. This is just a common pocket knife with an marlin spike on it from West Marine. I'm sure it's not that expensive, so I'll be using this throughout this whole project. And of course, some type of knife. This is my bear knife.
Okay.
All right, folks. So right now, again, it's Monday. It's like 11:50, 10 minutes before 12. I'm going to get started. I've never timed this before, but it goes pretty quickly. I'm guessing I'll be done removing the tarps and all its gear, associated gear, around maybe 12:30. We'll give you an update on how long it took. You got to make sure you have a good grip. Last thing you want to do is just fall anytime. And more specifically, you don't want to fall in the water. And you certainly don't want to fall in the water with nobody around. And you don't want to fall in the water when the water is this cold, as it is now in New England. Yep, there goes one bungee. Grab that, honey. Yeah, just for the record, bungees don't float. At least some of them don't, anyways. See, what happens is I tie these with, ample space to tie them, but if I cut them next year, I might not have enough length off of this grommet, or whatever you call these little rings in the tarps. Oh, there's a hole in the tarp. Keep from losing them as I go. They last a few years. Now I'm just buying a few tarps every couple of years, or every year. Every year I use them. But I'm just replenishing, not buying a total supply. Okay, updating my estimate already. Thinking about what I've done in the past, what I'm going to do today. It's going to take more than 45 minutes to finish this project, but an hour, 15 minutes, maybe, who knows. Once you get some room, get some room to move around, it starts going a little faster. I think around the cockpit, the aft portion of the boat, I think I have more rope, more tie spots. I think I use this canvas. I won't take that off. Watch I don't step on some of this animal poop that's been left so kindly behind by our furry friend. This is one of the dock lines that broke during the season, during the winter. So obviously I just needed to replace it when it broke. You saw we talked about it in one of our videos. Angelica and I were at the boat show. We got a call from the dock master that one of the lines broke. He was kind enough to put something on there, but we came down anyways. Our responsibility. He was kind, but our ultimate responsibility. We came down, took a look, made sure everything was okay as it was.
good, huh?
What's that?
The tool is good.
Oh yeah. Tools are everything, honey.
Oh,
So again, no rhyme or reason. I just work in an area, stay in that area, work my way outwards, and doesn't really matter much.
not a war.
Whatever you do, do not fall on the mileage bike. That would not be pretty. Trying to get the outer layer off for a number of reasons. But most importantly, it's safer. It gives me some access, some walking room around the boat. This blue tarp is going right in the trash,
Yeah, some holes on it.
which is good for a couple of reasons. One is I don't like using multicolor tarps. A little self-conscious about that, about the yacht club and the neighbors and stuff. It's kind of ugly, especially blue is kind of bright. The other ones are brown and silver. I'm going to work my way towards one color again, which will likely be silver. That's what that seems to be the heaviest material or size they sell at Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight was incredibly, significantly less expensive to buy tarps at Harbor Freight than other places. The Orange Store. Hardware stores, of course, are always a little more expensive. They can't compete with Home Depot. But we're glad to have them. You have those for shrink wrap. Businesses get varying quite a difference, quite a deviation in prices around the country depending where you are. But in the Boston area, for me to shrink wrap Ruby, you're in the $600 ballpark, and that's $600 is on the hard. They charge you more if they're going to do it around the water. It's a little more difficult, takes longer for them to do it, a little more risk involved. They don't want to, they'd rather not do it. You're doing it in fall when it's cold, late October, early November. There's not a lot of dinghies still around. Shrink wrap guys don't bring dinghies with them to, in most cases, to work on shrink wrapping boats in the water, so they're looking for their customers or a friend or a buddy who still has one, in the marina before the season finally winds down. The winterizing season winds down. So, $600. I don't know if I've ever spent $600 in total for tarps and bungees, but I have shrunk wrap. I've owned Ruby again for 25 years now. I'm in my 25th year, so that's 24, 25 winters. I have probably shrunk wrap Ruby, I don't know, 5 or 6 times out of that.
Still working on it. Not a work.
Yeah, so looking at what I've done here past fall, I don't think I've ever done this the same way twice.
How many tarps you use?
The tarps?
Yeah. 4?
I get at least 3 seasons out of a new tarp, maybe even more. Some last better. I mean, I layer it, so I have like the first layer, which has kind of like gaps and holes in it, so I have to go with another layer on top to, overlay the exposed areas. So the outer ones, the tarps that are exposed to the weather, wear out faster, obviously. Tarps are pockets,
What is it?
water in them all over the place, kind of getting me wet. Though it's a comfortable day right now, and right around 60 degrees with a southwest breeze hitting Ruby kind of on the nose. I've had my rigging replaced, thoroughly in place. I mean, a full replacement of standing rigging, in which I believe was 2011, through a professional rigger, Massachusetts, Boston metro area, sailing area, Northeast Rigging, a gentleman by the name of Kevin Montague. Good business. Highly recommend them. They get very busy, obviously. There's not a lot of rigging companies around, and just in general, the boating industry is in a high shortage of skilled professionals to work on our boats, regardless. Power boats, sailboats, anything. In the Boston area, you can easily pay a couple $100 per hour for a boat mechanic. People do work, all types of work on your boat, whether it's engines or rigging or cleaning is obviously a bit less, but
Winthrop MA YC Club, parked on the street. The boat now. Let's cover. Robe. She's white and red. Take it most the tarps off. Now he's the captain. He needs you to kind needs to do the work. That looks nice now. There she is. Almost done. Have just one tarp left. It's a long process to get ready for summer. Next step is to clean up. This side. Almost completely done the job. Uncover the boat. Can see much better now. Robe. I think it's the last star. It's the last one, right? Yep, it's the last one.
All right, so the tarps are off. And now the frame is left. I want to show you the frame. It's nothing sophisticated. So I've got three 2x4s, three different lengths. I marked them. I've cut them for the spot that they're in. See, I put a V at the top so that the PVC pipe will fit in that. There's two lengths of that stuff you get at Home Depot. That's like $3 a length, pretty good. So I've got two and about 2.5. I put two together and I had to cut one of them off. Kind of lash it right there to the gooseneck, to the boom at the mast. Nothing sophisticated or fancy, just holding it in place. I'll tie side ropes down to the handrails or the rigging. I marked these so I remember where they're at. Right now I just put a piece of carpet on there. I got another piece of 2x3 on either side, but I did have square plywood pieces under them. They fell off and I gotta put those back on just to keep it from tipping over. But one thing I do, I learned over the years, I put drill these holes in them so I can have some tie spots. I can tie twine, rope around it so I can secure them. Obviously, I don't want them tipping over during the season, during heavy winds. So the first thing, obviously, I do when I'm putting these on, I put these frames up, I put the PVC on, I tie them down and get as tight as I possibly can so that it'll hold the tarps and not blow over the wind. And, you know, and a nice pitch also. I have it high enough. All right, before I do the remainder of the dismantling of the frame, I just wanted you to see it from a distance first. I'll walk over there. Somebody's tired or bored or both.
I'm dizzy. My head's spinning.
So like I was saying, there's nothing mysterious about the frame. Very simple. I probably overdo it with the twine and the ropes, but you know, you buy 100 feet of rope and I use it. I use at least one, if not more than one. So that's it. It'll be down in another 10 minutes or so. All right, got her working. All right, so project number 1 is done. And that is the removal of the winter cover. I told you about 10 times already. Ruby looks like a boat again. She's dirty. A lot of black soot. Okay, so that's a wrap for Patriots Day. Ruby has her winter cover off. Obviously, I said that a few times. But here we are at the Winthrop Yacht Club, about to go have some lunch. Enjoy this very beautiful day before driving home in light traffic, light holiday traffic for a change, instead of bumper traffic. We shall see. All right, see you later. Bye-bye. Okay, folks, just another update, another walk around sailing vessel Ruby. It is Sunday, April 21st. It's New England, it's Boston, it's cold, it's about 52 degrees out with a brisk breeze, somewhere around 10 knots. Sorry about the wind. Going to take a walk around here. Show you, she's not open house ready yet. Far from that. I got a piece of equipment coming from Amazon today. Something I've always wanted to help me clean the top side. I'll be showing that to you when I use it. product review. It's not something that is made specifically for a boat, but it will be, at least for one try, one attempt. Port lights need some caulking. There's some wet spots in the boat that we found after the long winter. And look at the bottom growth there. That's pretty bad. Again, it's 2 years in the water. I should have taken a video of the Davis instrument tool that I use to clean the bottom. It's pretty cool. I'll show that when I'm using it, and probably before. I'll get that pretty clean. Make the bottom pretty clean. There you go. Until next week. Again, it's April 21st. This slip is my winter slip. On or about May 10th, I got to move over from the winter slip to my summer slip on the other side of the marina, Yacht Club Marina. So I'm getting ready for that. I started the engines, started right up, first try. I always use a jumper cable, jumper wire for the first time in spring, so I don't try to start it several times without it starting it for whatever reason. The Catalina 30s are notorious for undersized battery cables. Another project I haven't done is to replace my battery cables with heavier gauge. All right, just me and the ducks. Walking down to not bad. Good, so lose 1 or 2 Saturdays. You're already behind schedule for the season. Entire time open. We often like to open around the 14th, 15th, May 15th. Another project here. I'll sand this down and repair it. It's kind of like my hose stand, some plant holders, some fenders. My address, B14, Bill 14, to be. Pretty sturdy. Just needs to be stained. It's not wobbly, so it means that the pins that connect there's like air connectors, galvanized steel, male female connectors that put pins through it. Rotate small action type